Yeah, men do love crazy. They have always loved crazy. They always will. I don't care what they tell you. I don't care what any man says. It is facts. And if he has a different type of woman for his wife or for anything else, it's just because she was convenient and easy to settle down with. It was just the woman in front of him. Other than that, every man wants a crazy woman and wants to marry a crazy woman and wants to reproduce with a crazy woman if he has the opportunity.
I beg to differ there, my young queen. Let me help you out. Men, especially younger men, will roll the dice with putting their D in Crazy P, but more experienced men will admit that Crazy P has got some hot moves in the sheets, but by far, those moves are not worth your peace or sanity. Men who marry Crazy P will sooner or later regret it with every inch of their being. Just ask Johnny Depp. I'm starting to think the reasons this young tatted up queen with the bolted in hardware is saying men love crazy women is because she is trying to justify some of her behavior. Either that or she is trying to tell men what to expect if they put a ring on it.
Sorry. The voices.
Moving on.
Here's what you're gonna do to stop wasting your own time with these men. Now, let me tell you something. A man cannot waste your time unless you are giving him the space to do so. Start taking yourself seriously, sis, for real. Stop being afraid to speak your truth when it comes to these men. A lot of y'all don't be speaking up for yourselves because you're scared that he's not gonna like you anymore and you're scared that he's gonna leave you and go to see somebody else. That is a scarcity mindset that we're gonna get you out of, so follow me for more content like this. Understand that you are a queen, and that means that there's a king out there to match your energy. Stop pouring into these broken men. Stop wasting your time. Stop not speaking up for yourself. Don't you know that you deserve the best? You better start acting like it.
You go, queen. Women deserve the best because of reasons. I mean, just because they were born with a built-in taco seems to translate into somehow being entitled to a man's resources. Listen, women have been free to put their energy into whatever man they wanted for the last 50 years of womanism liberation. They are the ones choosing Chad, Tyrone, Rico, Pookie, and Ray Ray. Now, what was that horrible thing women desperately needed liberation from? Oh yeah, the atrocious chivalry that was part of the oppressing patriarchy. Funny how modern day queens like this one are desperately wanting the return of that repressive system. Nah sis, you can speak your truth until the cows come home. Your truth is not the actual truth, which is in order for you to be a queen, a king must give you that title. And the men she is talking about are the players. Yeah, they got options because in that female liberation, women gave them all the options.
Now that's a lot of damage!
Moving on.
There are multiple studies that show that single unmarried women are the happiest subset of...
Yes, there are, and you need 0 of them because that should be the most obvious information in the world. Okay, I like to exaggerate and say it took 10 years because we were together for 10 years. But literally 6 years ago, I started asking my most recent ex to leave this relationship, to get out of my house. I was like, you clearly don't like me. I am miserable. I cannot keep you happy. We don't have any. You hate everything about my life. You are not interested in anything I talk about. You refuse to do any activities with me. You just want to sit in a lump and make me be your maid. Get out. 6 years. 6 years. It took me to detach him from my life. And the whole time, everybody told me, you can't be alone, you're disabled, and your kids, and you need a man, and you need a man. I kicked him out in November. 100% of my life is better. And my kids.
There is 0 doubt in my mind there are men out there who take advantage of disabled women, just like there are women who take advantage of disabled men. The reality is, those people can only take advantage of other adults who, for the most part, allow it, but not always. Not knowing all the details of this unfortunate queen's complete situation, I can only go off the video she has put on the internet. And my first question is, how exactly did it take 6 years to have the guy leave her home? Sorry, but that part at least sounds more like an argument-winning tool than anything else. What I mean is, for example, in an argument, she would say, get out, but then drop it once the argument ended. But I accept I could be totally wrong on that one. Also, she claims it has improved her kids' lives as well. That brings up another question. If the guy was really abusive with the kids, why did she take 6 years to get him away from them? I don't like to see anyone abused, and I've always said if a woman is in an actual abusive relationship, then she needs to leave it ASAP. No questions about it. But 6 years does not sound like ASAP, and it is sus AF. I'm not saying I think the guy was an angel. I am saying I don't think this queen is 100% not responsible for any part of those 6 years. Listen, I get it that sometimes the fear of being alone makes some people decide to stay in non-ideal relationships. Ladies, if you are truly in that situation, all I can tell you is you have to find the strength to get out of it a lot faster than 6 years. This isn't victim blaming. This is me trying to tell you, you have to get out. Moving on.
I mean no offense by this, but I've made an observation in my many years of dating. I've dated quite a variety of people in my lifetime, from men, non-binary people, women, tall, short. But all of the short cis men that I've dated have always had some sort of like bitterness to them. They've either been pessimistic or slightly rude or quick to anger. Meanwhile, all the tall men that I've dated have always been so chill. Now, thinking about it critically, of course, like, society doesn't exactly treat short men very well. But if we're dating and I've accepted you for who you are, then why carry this with you? Carry that with confidence. And of course, this isn't all short men. My brother's like half an inch shorter than me, and I'm like 5'4.5". And he's confident. And of course, we can make the comparisons of like how women are scrutinized often for their body type and all of that. I just want to highlight something that I've noticed. Maybe it's time we start showing our short kings some love.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Did anyone else catch what this queen said? I have accepted you for who you are, then why carry this? Wait a minute. Did she literally just put shorter men in a category as if something is wrong with them and she gracefully looked past it from the awesomeness of her heart? Imagine how that would sound if she was referring to someone's skin color or religious domination or country of origin. I heard her clearly in the end with showing short kings some love, but that comment in the middle is exactly the reason those men act the way they do. And ladies, if you didn't catch on, it comes off distinctly as if she is doing those men a favor by dating them with their obvious inferior genes. Queen, whenever you talk like this, it's obvious you are the one who has the issue with men's height. I mean, how many guys who are 5'9" get told they aren't tall enough by women who are 5'4"? It's the all about the vibes and non-superficial claiming queens who remind men about height. I doubt men go around telling women their height preference. Try dating as a 5'9" guy before you decide to tell men how they should act.
No.
Moving on.
I'm 46 years old, and I don't have a husband to take care of me. I still need my mama. I still need my sister. It sucks. Because all the good men have gotten married in their 20s and 30s. Because they're good men.
Some men are stitching her rent to bash and convince young girls to settle. Here's the thing, girl, even if you did settle for a sweet, simple guy in your early 20s, you wouldn't know how that would turn out. You wouldn't know. If you watch interviews of domestic abuse survivors or simply divorced people, you'll see how many problems only emerge after they're married and have kids. Second, you don't want to rely on your original family. But is relying on a man any better? Just because some men are married doesn't mean they are good men. I've dated men divorced in their 40s. Dating them makes me understand why some women would rather losing everything and live with their mama than living with those men. You might be one of those women if you settled in your 20s. And guess what? Those women are now in their 40s, single just like you. I get it, you feel lonely. And you have this fantasy that if you did this or that in your early 20s, you wouldn't have these problems. Well, guess what? You can have worse problems if you settled.
If you settled for a sweet guy in your 20s, you wouldn't know how it would work out. Well, chances are it wouldn't work out by her being middle-aged and alone making a sob video in her car. That is, if she doesn't walk away from him. What we have here is the rare Asian lady who drank a drum full of the womanist Kool-Aid thinking it contained the secrets of the universe. Also, domestic abuse is not just looked down on by society. It's illegal and has a hotline for reporting it. Hotline number on the screen. Please, to all my viewers, if you are in a domestic abusive relationship, call that number, get some some help, please. Not to mention, according to statistics, domestic abuse is more common in lesbian households. But let's ignore those facts for now. Oh wait, she dated divorced men in their 40s. Awesome. Let's ignore all the statistical facts then because of this woman's personal experiences. And women who are single in their 40s overwhelmingly ended up alone because they walked away wanting to find themselves back on the carousel, keeping that 70% plus divorce rate nice and healthy. And then make videos asking where the good men are at.
Are you pondering what I'm pondering?
I have got to say, this Asian queen has a chance to become the poster child of leftover women. Hey, it's not my doing. The bulk of Asian women not living in Western countries actually find themselves married with a beautiful family. I guess womanism is doing this girl dirty. Moving on.
So I've come to realize recently that although I would like to date and meet someone decent, I don't think dating is in the cards for me. The last few guys that I've dated have pursued me only to tell me later on that they just wanted to be friends. Now, I'm okay with this typically. If it was a good connection, they're funny and they send me fire memes, I'll remain friends with them because I'm going to take those memes and send it to a guy that I actually do like. So this guy in particular, he pursued me. We had lunch, we had coffee, then we had lunch because he saw my stories about how I refused to go on a dinner date for the first time that I meet someone. So we had coffee, then lunch, then we went and had dinner. And then after we had dinner, he goes and tells me, look, I don't think that I'm in the place to be in a relationship right now. I just don't think it's a good idea for me. And I'm like, oh, okay, respect. I'd rather hear that than be ghosted. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. And he goes, what do you mean? I was like, well, you just told me that you just want to be friends. I'm okay with that. We can be friends. We can send each other memes. Like, it's cool. I'm open to having guy friends.
Okay, that was a player move, and it must have been an effective move for my guy here if what she is saying is 100% accurate. Let's take this story at face value. Basically, he was setting up the chessboard of being the bad boy project for women to try and get him to commit. That's a woman's dating philosophy 101. Now comes the part that my female viewers are going to frown upon, if that last one wasn't it. You see, women who have exclusively dated Chads/Tyrones and have realized they are on a rotation roster more than once are usually the ones who act like this queen did when she was hit with the I can't commit line. I'm not saying anything negative about her. I am recognizing her dating preference. The funny thing is, I'm sure this young queen should already know how to identify a player when she sees one. That tells me she had a hunch this guy she went out with was just roster hunting. I may be wrong with that, but let's be honest here. If she was the type to date average to below average Joes, she wouldn't have any material to make this story fly.
Squeeze me? Oh, no, you did.
And then he goes, you're not going to try to convince me to date you or be in a relationship with you? And I look at him and I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. He goes, oh, well, most girls would. I was like, that's where you got me, because I am not like most girls. I have a lot of traumas from previous relationships, and I know that because of those traumas, I am not easy to be with. I know that I require reassurance, understanding, patience. I know that I'm not going to receive those things freely from someone that I have to convince just to date me. So no, the second that you tell me that you're not interested, I lose interest. So then he goes, would you happen to be interested in like a friends with benefits thing? And I look at him like, I was like, at what point during this conversation did you get the vibe that that's something that I would be interested in? And then he goes, you know what, you're right. That was really bold of me. Forget I even mentioned it. I'm sorry. Let's just be friends. I hope that we're cool. I was like, yeah, we're totally cool, man. Never heard from that guy again. Needless to say, he didn't really want to be friends. He just wanted benefits. Moral of the story, dating right now isn't for me. I'll just go back to focusing on myself.
She has a lot of trauma from previous relationships. Called it!
Damn, skip me.
Yeah, sure, it's because of the things she requires are the reasons she picked up on the moves being put on her. And it's also why she is not going to take up the challenge of getting Chad/Tyrone to commit.
Show of hands for everybody who knew. Bingo.
I don't doubt this woman would love a bunch of male friends, as in keep them in the friend zone as a backup plan, just in case. Kind of like an emergency fire extinguisher. And notice she wasn't remotely surprised the player cut her off. No duh. If a guy says he wants to be friends with benefits, he's not going to settle with just being your buddy while you go off to get your back blown out by some other guy. Now, let's be honest. A young, attractive woman like her doesn't go celibate for very long. Yes, she's going to concentrate on herself for a while until a cute guy catches her eye and invites her out on a date. I gave her 3 months before she is going out again, and I am being generous. Okay, let me put this a tad bit different for those of you who think I was just speaking out of my rear end because I'm an ugly gorilla who is jelly of this girl. Women have an amazing ability to redefine being completely single. There are some women out there that will call on an old FWB to tap it for a night or two, then go on a girls' night out, get tipsy, and end up in a cute guy's bed for a night. And then after that, if you ask them if they are single, they will confidently say, yes.
Ho, ho, ho! Fiction can be fun.
I'm just saying, if you enjoy this audit, click on the video in the end screen for more content. If you would like to support the channel, please follow the link in the description to donate to our beer fund, or like, subscribe, and share this video on other social media platforms. If you agree or disagree with anything about this audit, please let us know in the comments. I'm going to leave this audit right here. I'll see all of you in the next episode.